Well, hello there. It is Jamie, and hopefully Sara will be in here soon. But we're getting ready to do the special edition of Live with Bottleneck Couple Week in Review with Jaime and Sara. So, yeah, we'll get going on this, and we'll talk to you soon. Well, hello. This is Jamie J, and hopefully Sara will be joining us soon. We come to you trying to get there live every Friday morning, 10 a.m. Central Time, 11 a.m. Eastern. Today we're going to be talking about see the blue skies through the clouds. And the reason why I decided to do something like that, see the blue skies through the clouds, is because last time we did spring into summer. And a lot of times during spring, it's cloudy, a lot of rain, especially here in Missouri. And so I want to kind of have the underlying tone of today's conversation all about, knowing that there is blue skies above this layer of clouds. And oftentimes the plane goes right through the clouds when you're seeing it's going to be super rainy, and then they get to the clouds and you're on the other side above the clouds and it's super nice blue skies. And it's, so it's all about perspective, and it's all about knowing, understanding what you want to see on the other side of whatever chaos or wall, or in this case, thick layer of clouds is covering what it is that you actually want to see. So you got to keep your eyes open a little bit and kind of have some faith and trust in where you're going, so that you can get through the clouds and know that it'll be blue skies on the other side. So that's kind of the underlying tone of what we're going to be doing today. Again, my name is Jamie J. This is a special edition of Live with Bottleneck called A Week in Review. And the topic today is see the blue skies through the clouds. And so momentarily we'll be joined by my wife here, who is now here. I'm always waiting on her, just by the way.
That's because I'm your wife. I was actually waiting behind the green screen. I didn't realize he had already done the intro. I thought you were going to write that. Anyway.
So I told everybody this is, I'll say it again, see the blue skies through the clouds, just so I can bring my wife up to speed on what you already know. So I thought maybe we could talk a little bit about that, because there are blue skies, even when it's super thundering, cloudy, dark clouds. It's ominous outside, but if you fly above the clouds, beautiful blue skies, sunshine. You got to pull down the shades, but you have to get through all that chaos in order to get into the calm. Either calm before the storm or calm after the storm. So that's kind of the underlying tone of what we're talking about today.
Gotcha.
So what were your challenges and problems this week? This is going to be a long list, so I'm just going to kind of rest.
It is? Why?
Oh, you didn't have a lot of challenges this week?
We had a few challenges. They were overcome. It's always just accounting and bookwork with me. Trying to get tax things together, trying to organize, new spreadsheets that are needed. Oh, well, let's see. Challenges overcome. Probably organizing the sales commissions and pay. We had to hire someone outside the company to create a workflow for us, or a spreadsheet for us. And it turned out really well. He did a nice job for us.
Yep, he sure did. Thank you, Adrian.
There have been little challenges, but it's been okay. There's always challenges in what I'm doing.
Well, that's good. For me, I had some challenges. I got a little upset at our CPA because he wasn't answering us. And then the first time I hear from him, we received an invoice. So I wasn't happy. But however, I think we fixed it. Maybe, I don't know.
Still haven't heard from him.
Yeah, I haven't really reached out to him though. I had to let myself calm down a little bit because I was frustrated. So there was that, and then my dad went into the hospital. That was challenging, and just had some other family challenges. It was a tough week and a little stressful. And things are growing, thankfully, but there's a lot of cost involved in growth, and who has to pay for those costs? You're looking at them, and everything else is status quo. People are working their hind quarters off. They deserve and expect their paychecks, and vendors deserve and expect their payments. But it's starting to get real, and I'm having to learn again on how to say no to a lot of people. I get hit up all the time with people wanting our business, and God bless them, that's what they got to do. Oh, it comes a point to where I just don't even want to talk to people sometimes, because I know they want to offer, make an offer, or do sales and stuff like that. And I get it, but I can only have so many CFOs. I can only have so many, advertisers. I can have so many. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, oh, I bet your service is awesome, but I'm pretty happy with our setup now, and so I'm just practicing on saying no, getting a little bit better. I had a great conversation yesterday with Iron Mike Stedman on Live with Bottleneck. If you haven't seen that, go check it out. He's doing a nonprofit and a for-profit business, and that's what we kind of talked about. We talked about some of the overwhelm things, and that's one of the things that he talked about was learning how to say no. And he's not taking any more appointments in the morning, only in the afternoon. If you send him an email right now, his email says, Mike's is not replying to so many emails. It's going to take some time, that kind of thing, because he's just overwhelmed with a lot of that stuff. So he and I shared a pretty honest conversation about what we're going through as business leaders. So I think it's pretty interesting that's probably the biggest challenges I'm facing right now, without seeing the revenue coming in that we want. We're just seeing a lot going out, a lot of money going out, and I'm okay with it. I understand it's the investment. It's just, boy, oh boy, it'd be nice to have some of that come back to us. So that's my biggest challenge.
Yep. He's tired of meetings. And he's like, I'm booked solid with meetings, and like half of them today were people trying to sell me something, and it's frustrating.
Yeah.
And I see your frustration. And then you add on the personal stuff, and I have personal stresses, but right now I'm controlling them pretty well. It's just affecting my sleep, but it's okay. There's work to be done, and you got to get the work done. So.
Yep. So what's happening next week?
Next week. I was going through one of the workflows today and found an error. The video DDA TC, the DDA workflow, how to create a workflow quiz.
You found an error?
Mm-hmm. One of the quiz, I went through it and I answered the question correctly 3 times, and it said I was incorrect on the answer.
Huh.
So I sent it off to Sherwin, and he'll get it fixed. So, it's all about, just helping each other. Just needs another set of eyes.
Yep. And we have a ton of videos that we have coming up too, that we have to do. A lot of videos.
And you've got a lot of book revision you've got to get done. Jamie's going to be slammed. We were supposed to have been with friends this weekend, out of town, and change those plans because there's just, you've got to make sacrifices. It's just, It's not good timing for us. But, on the flip side of it, everything that we're doing is for growth, and it's just making our company stronger or making us stronger. We'll be fine.
Yeah, I know we'll be fine. I'm not worried about that. I'm just tired.
Yeah.
Tired. Look at my bags.
Yeah, I'm pretty exhausted.
I can put my glasses on and maybe you won't see them as much. Oh yeah, they're still there.
Well, on a good note, the Capitals start their playoff run Saturday night. And the Blues start theirs Monday night.
I don't even watch hockey anymore. Got to be honest. The NHL, not too happy with him. I think maybe we've watched 2.5 games all season. I'm being super positive today, so I won't be too negative, but what a crappy organization.
On a good note, Jamie's getting to play hockey 3 times a week.
2. Just dropping down to 2.
Is it next week? Start next week? Does the league play start next week?
I think 2 weeks.
2 weeks. Okay.
Yeah.
I have no idea. I don't even know what team I'm on.
Oh, you signed up? Good for you. She's going to play hockey. Not me. I'm not good enough for the leagues around here.
The leagues aren't good enough for Jamie.
No, I'm not good enough. Especially in the state of mind that I'm in right now, hockey would seem like an excellent resource to have in one's arsenal to get rid of frustrations, but you can't do that here.
I can.
If you skate by somebody and brush them, you get kicked out of the league. It's ridiculous.
So this morning I took our beautiful dog Nikita on a long walk, and
I didn't because I was working.
And I got kind of shocked as I went by. This lady was sitting cross-legged, and she was trimming her grass under her fence with little hand shears.
Oh, wow.
And she's sitting cross-legged. It was an older lady. She's just lives behind us. Anyway, she said, my dog, Nikita, barked at her, and I was like, oh, it startled me because I didn't see anything. And then I saw her out of the corner of my eye. And she said, we exchanged a few words, pleasantries. And she said, what kind of a dog is that? I said, oh, I don't know. He's just too much. She goes, he looks like one of those mean ones. No, He looks like one of those bad dogs. I said, a bad dog? I said, no, he's a very nice, very loving dog. I said, so she said, oh, okay. I said, it's the owners, not the dogs. And it's all about perception.
Yep.
Jeez. But I stay positive about it. She reads the local news and watches network television. So there you go.
That being said, I thought we were talking about business. So upcoming, we have some really cool opportunities coming up, and I will definitely tell you more about those as those ideas and opportunities kind of come to more fruition. Happy to share that with you guys. And if anybody ever has you're having a rough go or you want to reach out and just chat, please, by all means, reach out and chat. I'm a good talker, especially if conversations are going to be around how we can get together and build business together and things like that. I'm all for it. What I'm having a tough time with right now are just the constant barrages of sales emails. You know what? And part of being a good salesperson is building relationships. So come in to a relationship eager to help someone else without trying to sell them something. And you watch, whether it's 3, 6 months, a year down the road, chances are building the relationship with that person. And that's how long it will take. I'll tell you that right now. Chances are you will secure not only a sell, but a business partnership that's going to last a lot longer. And so that's my advice for today is just go into relationships to build relationships. Don't go in assuming that you need to sell something. It's too stressful to do stuff like that. And it's not honest. And I know a lot of people say, well, I need to get my numbers. I need to do this and this and this. Well, in this day and age, yes, we do need to have our numbers. We do need to take care of ourselves, but we need to be careful on how we build those relationships. So enough with the LinkedIn messages. This is what I do. Do you have 10 minutes? Don't do that. Seriously, how often does that work for anybody? Build a relationship with them. It may start on LinkedIn. Social media is a great tool for that stuff. But, build the relationship. Literally go into someone's profile and read about them and learn about them. I cannot tell you how many times I've gotten sales leads just this week or sales calls via LinkedIn saying, hey, this is what I do here. What do you do? On LinkedIn. And it says what I do on LinkedIn in my bio. Take an extra, so you can definitely tell these are just like copy, paste, copy, paste, copy, paste. And who knows, maybe someone will bite on that. And I probably have bitten on that, some of that before. It's not good practice. So yeah, just letting you know, if you want to have a conversation with me, have a conversation with me. If you want to try and sell me something, it's probably going to be a short conversation.
Yeah. So, I love the way Jaime explains things and the way he puts things in perspective for me and for the rest of the team. And what was it? Glenda was asking something, and I gave an emoji applause, and then you expanded on it. It was in base camp. Was it about the MOU? No, it was about when DAs are sick. What's the backup plan? And then you said yes, and then you said this is how you have to set the expectation. And I love how you put it. It's and I'd love for you to talk about that a little bit.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Well, thank you for that. That was nice of you. So when we get clients, we're a service-based organization. So Bottleneck is an entity that provides a service to our clients in the form of a distant assistant, a personal assistant, to help take care of, the administrative tasks that weigh all of us down that we know so well. Instead of me having to deal with an hour, 2 hours of email, I can deal with 10 minutes or 15 minutes of it, and then focus on these other opportunities, finding money or doing whatever it is that we need to do to grow the business. One of the biggest challenges we see with some of our clients is they don't have the same mindset that I have. After doing this 15 years, I understand what works, and I wish more people would kind of take in what I've learned, because it works. I promise you it works. And I've seen it time and time again. For the people that adopt what it is that we're teaching, their business grows. For the people that don't and keep going down the same path, and don't open up to a new way of looking at things, at least acknowledge and try it, those people will fail. And failing comes in the way of somebody getting mad at us because a relationship didn't pan out. One of those things is when we set expectations, we actually have to tear down the expectations and make it completely terrible in order for a lot of people to understand, like, well, this is where I was supposed to be. I'm here now, so I'm doing really good. Great. Right? And so that's what we need to do. We need to completely tear down our own service, even though I know I use it every day. It's flipping awesome. Mm-hmm. But it wasn't always like that. And one of the biggest challenges we have is when a client comes in and they hire somebody, they have to understand that they're hiring somebody. You're actually hiring a person that's going to be part of your team to do work. What happens if you hire somebody off the street, you have a brick and mortar, and they come into work for you, and they decide to call in sick one day? Hey, I'm sorry, I can't come in today, I'm sick. What are you going to do? In the instance of people working with us at Bottleneck, they're inclined to say, hey, Bottleneck, they called in sick. Can you get me a replacement to come in and cover for them? No, we can't do that. It takes a while to get somebody trained up to where they need to go. And that's not easy. That, as a matter of fact, it's very frustrating sometimes. It's very challenging. It's very stressful. But that's the price of being a business owner, being a practice owner, owning your own private practice. What happens if this person calls in sick, or, God forbid, they quit, right? What happens? You need to be in a position to where you have a system in place that is going to be able to be your go-to backup plan in case this happens. So if this happens, do this. So what happens if you come into your business, doesn't matter what it is, And the assistant or whomever is responsible for answering the calls, or if someone walks into a fast food restaurant, that person that was supposed to be on the register that's scheduled for that day called in sick, what do you do? I guarantee you these fast food restaurants have a plan. Okay, this person isn't here. What needs to happen? And this person that comes into that position is trained on that position.
Mm-hmm.
Same thing in your business. If they aren't, guess what? They can open up a book and just go, okay, this is how I ring somebody in. Or when they answer the phone, oh, okay, great. Here's my script I need to answer. Of course, you're going to have questions because that's not something that you normally do. But what happens if you don't have anybody else and it's just you and just that assistant? And now that assistant is sick or needs to go on leave. What do? Well, what did you do before you had that person there? Is it written down? Did your assistant help you create those or document those workflows or those processes or those expectations that you have for that particular responsibility or for the overall role? So that's the mindset that we all need to come into this with. It's your business. It's your responsibility. So Bottleneck is a great resource, in my opinion. I think it's an unbelievable resource for people that are looking to grow their business and delegate things that don't give them energy. But it's ultimately your responsibility. You are the person that would ultimately be the bottleneck in your business, and you're doing yourself a disservice if you're not laying out what happens if and documenting those things. When you bring somebody on board, these are some of the first things you need to do. And that's why we do a 90-day implementation plan with all of our clients. And we make sure, okay, what are the priorities here? And we make sure to set aside time to document all of these things. This is something that many people don't do. And they want to put the onus on someone else. Hey, I'm hiring a service, so if I don't get this and they want to go out and they're being out sick, then what are you going to bring someone in? No, we're not going to bring someone else in. And the reason why is because now you're going to have to spend all your time training that person unless things have been properly documented. But we offer dedicated distant assistants, not project-based work here. So you're hiring somebody for the long term. If you want to go out and find somebody who can cover for you, go to Upwork or there's all kinds of other companies out there. That's what they specialize in, not us. So I implore people that are looking at growing their business, whether you work with us or not, what happens when all these worst case scenarios pop up, and they will rear their ugly heads. They always do. This always happens in business. And this is seeing the blue skies through the clouds, because there's a lot of dark times that are going to lie ahead of everybody that's running a business. But you have to understand there's a bigger vision. There's more to life than just this storm that we're wading through today. And a lot of that can be avoided by documenting your systems so that will avoid stress, because stress basically is knowing what your expectations are and knowing what your limitations are. Stress increases when you don't know things. So if I don't know what's around the corner, you're super stressed. Let me give you a good example, an analogy. If you're going to court and you may or may not have done something terrible, but there's a judge and a jury there that are gonna make a decision based on the information that they've heard. That could be very stressful, not knowing whether or not you're going to jail or whether or not you're going to be free, or whether you're paying a big fine or whether or not you don't have to pay a big fine. That's very stressful. And that's things that you can't control. What you can control in your business is everything that you're doing as far as documenting a process. And the reason why you document processes is for three things. Number one, so that if somebody new comes on when you're growing, they can easily learn what they're doing. Number two, you have the confidence that what's being done is being done up to your level of expectations. And number three, for worst case scenarios, so you don't have a heart attack when somebody doesn't show up, you can just take over. So you need to have those planned out. So that's a really good point that you brought up. And I think it's really important that we put the onus back on you, business owner, private practice owner. This is you. This is what you started. And as hard, as harsh as that may be to hear sometimes, I had to hear it. I was the bottleneck. my friend Mark Hafner called me the bottleneck. That's how we came up with the name of this company. I was there. I understand. Believe me. I think I'm one of the very few that has the courage to let you know that you're the bottleneck. That's the last thing people want to hear, is something challenging or negative about, what's going on in their business. Especially a lot of business leaders, they're type A's. They don't like hearing stuff like that. But take some time to cover your own ass, so to speak, and build these systems and document the processes. Because if you don't, it's going to end up stressing you out. You're going to play the blame game, and whether or not it's us or someone else, that's what's going to happen. So yeah, I'll get off the soapbox there, but it's a really important thing. So if you, what's their sick plan? What if someone doesn't show up? Well, have a backup plan. You answer the phones, right? If you have nobody else, is that what you did before? Yes. You got to revert back to that. Do you like doing that? No. Then hire someone else. Right? If you can't afford to hire somebody else, you can't afford to run a business. Right? So Sarah and I, we sometimes take no salary.
Most of the time.
Most of the time, we'll take no salary because we know we can see the blue skies through the clouds. You have to make that decision. So, oof.
No, I love it. See, what did I tell you? I love the way you explain things. See, I would have been like, well, we did this thing, and you just can't, there's no golden goose, and, you got to have a plan, and you got to have systems and processes. And did that tell you anything? No.
I was just mumbling.
I can say a lot of words and not make a lot of sense.
Well, I feel like Will Ferrell on Old School when he got up to debate, and he won the debate.
I've never seen it.
Oh my gosh, it's freaking hilarious. If you guys haven't seen Old School, you're my boy Blue. And he's up there, and Will Ferrell's the party guy, Frank the Tank. And then he gets up to one part where he's debating, and this guy, I forget what he is, but he's a big political debater. And that's who he played in the movie. And so he got there, and they were like, you're going to lose, because the dean had it out for them. He didn't want these guys to be in the school. And he just blanked out. And and then he goes, what just happened? And apparently he won the debate. But that's a moment that I felt like I just had there in talking. But I think we just all need to do our own deal, work our freaking asses off, unfortunately, or fortunately. But if you started this, hopefully you're passionate about it. We are. If you're a business owner, embrace the suck, embrace that storm. I don't like it if it's constantly cloudy and stormy and rainy, but I do know those clouds are going to clear up. We can go through those clouds on any day where it may be storming below, but we're up above the clouds and it's beautiful. That's where I think we all need to get to. So anything else?
No, I love you.
Well, what do we have going on? Live with Bottleneck TV. What's really cool about this, all this stuff here, we're doing it live now, but you can go catch the replays on it's YouTube. But if you go to Bottleneck.Online /BTV, Bottleneck Television, it shows you some examples of some of the different things that we do on the YouTube channel, so you can check it out there. And if you want to ever be a guest, we do that Tuesday and Thursday at 2 p.m. Central, 3 p.m. Eastern. You can go there as well to find out more. I am writing a book, as you guys know. Quit repeating yourself. This is not the cover, but we finished off the pre-sale campaign. It ended last week. And fortunately didn't hit 100% of goal, but I did get 87% of goal. And according to Indiegogo, that's a successful campaign, I guess. And I have to take responsibility for not hitting that. I should have been more proactive in going out and trying to get some more support for that. But I do want to say thank you to the over 50 people who backed the campaign because it really helped me with the marketing efforts and all the books we have to get printed and the editors. There's 4 editors that we have to pay. And so I just wanted to say thank you so much for that. And thank you, because Miss Sara supported me as well in more ways than you could possibly No. And then what's coming up next?
Oh my goodness, it's Meredith Elliott Powell, Thrive, Turning Uncertainty to Competitive Advantage. Well, that's exciting. That's Tuesday, May 18th at 2 p.m. Central and 3 p.m. Eastern. She is the president of Motion First.
Motion First.
Turning uncertainty to competitive advantage. That's kind of what we were talking about today.
It was. It kind of fits right in there. Seeing the blue skies through the clouds.
Yeah, I can't wait to hear what she has to say about it.
Yeah, that should be a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm.
And anything else? Anything else you want to talk about before we wrap?
No, thanks for everybody for tuning in. Thanks to the team. You guys are amazing. Thank you, Raina. She sets all this up for us on a weekly basis. She also she does everything for Jaime behind the scenes, and she's just amazing.
Well, the team is amazing.
Yeah.
Pretty amazing. So thank you so much for tuning in. Any questions, comments, please let us know. I'd love to hear your feedback. And
everybody have a beautiful, even if it's going to be rainy, weekend.
It will be rainy here.
It's Happy Friday. Yeah, it's going to rain. So that means you get to work on your book edits.
Book writing. Yeah.
Yeah. And I'll work on the online course.
Ooh.
It's super secret.
Oh, wow. All right, everybody. It's Hockey Friday. We got to go play some hockey.